circumstance, put oil in there. Okay, so you push that button in, and you keep pressure on it.
And what's that for, though?
This is to lock the loopers. So we're going to then turn the hand wheel, and those come over.
Is it supposed to be like green or?
No, not yet. That will be the green lines when we thread the needles. Okay, so we're all unthreaded, and we're going to take that one. Okay. So it doesn't matter which looper you thread first. So pull this down, go through there. We're going to thread the lower looper first. So we cut our thread so it's nice and blunt. Place that in the hole about a 1/2 inch. Whoops. Fingers are a little. Just place that in the hole like so. And then it pushes it all the way through.
Oh, the do not oil hole?
Yep.
Okay.
Put it in the do not oil hole, and then look, it's threaded through.
Okay, did you press something?
Yep.
Okay.
That right there.
Do you have to press that?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you hold it down, or
No,
do you
you
just
just-
let it go?
Just press it down.
Okay.
After the thread's already in there.
Yeah. So then now we're going to do the next one. So I place our thread under there. Pull this to there. Lock that down in there. We were there. We're going to move it now to upper looper, and it's got an arrows, so it shows you which one you're going to do next. Place that in the hole, about a 1/2 inch, and we're threaded.
Oh, okay.
Is that
But
not awesome?
Isn't there 4 of them?
Yep, we're going to get to the needles next.
Oh,
Okay, but now we got the loopers done, right? So then this little bar releases those so that you can turn this so you match up the green line and the green line.
Okay, but before it's not matched up.
No, because we're just locking it in place.
So if you were to rethread, you would go backwards?
You'll never, like if you need to rethread this machine, you just hold this button in
Yeah.
until those come over.
Oh, okay. So backwards or forwards?
Yeah, it doesn't matter which way you turn that when you're locking those. Okay, so now we're going to go over to the next looper, to the needles. Click that down. Go up, around, and there's a left and a right. And we're going to do the right needle, right? So you pull this down, pull this to the tip of the needle, pull up, and there it is. It's threaded. It only looks complicated now because it's new. I guarantee you, when you've played around with it a little bit, you'll be like,
Does
this
it
is
have
so easy.
arrows to follow or no?
No, they just kind of come around here like this.
Okay.
So now we're going to put the next thread in, but I need a needle in it because I had taken the needle out to show somebody earlier. So all of your tools are going to be right in there. So when you're looking for them, they're going to be right in that compartment. Take the needle, and it goes flat side to the back, and you can see it come up through the hole, right there. Make sure it's all the way up.
Do you have to do the needles in a specific order?
No, doesn't matter.
Okay.
So now we're going to thread the left needle. So we move this over to the left. Okay, go down.
What is this?
This is going to be your left needle.
Well, I know, but you said move this over.
Oh, this is your needle threader.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we move it to the left. Pull down to there. Pull that to there. And now we're threading. Okay. So what's really important when you thread the needles is that those lines are right lined up like that, okay? For the needles.
Okay.
Once you're threaded to there, you're going to have this little cheat sheet. Okay, you're going to have this cheat sheet, and this is a 4-thread overlock. So what we're going to do, we've got a needle in the left and right, stitch length 2.5 to 3.5. Here's your stitch length right here, and we're going to put it right, I'll put it at 3. Width 6.0 to 7.5, and we'll just put it at 6.0 right there. Stitch selector A, that's your thread tension. Then you can just and it will be absolutely perfect. Every time. Like, I mean every time.
Nice.
So we can take it from that, and then you could go right onto something really like this. And you know, on your other machine, then you're doing a bunch of adjusting. This machine. So if you're down and the cutting blade's up, you just lift the foot up, place your fabric underneath like that. Perfect. So we go from that fabric to that. Say I want to make it wider. Okay, so this makes the cut wider. And I'll just go over onto like something like this. So I'll turn the hand wheel towards me, just so that the cutting blade's up. Move that to there. I can also make it shorter or longer. But no matter what I do, the stitch is always fine.
Nice.
And it gives.
What's that one in the middle?
That's a locking stitch. So when you're just doing a seam and not just finishing the edge, you want to use the 4-thread overlock, and that way you've got a great seam.
Cool.
So now, say you wanted to do a 3-thread overlock. You just want to finish the edge of a piece of fabric. We're going to take out the left needle, like so. I just pull that down. Like that. And I'm going to pull this thread out, so it's just out of the way. And I'm going to get my little cheat sheet here. And 3-thread overlock narrow. It says needle in the right position. So I've got a needle in the right. Stitch length 2.5 to 3.5. So I'll put that back to 3. Stitch width 3.5. So I'll move this all the way to 3.5 right there. Stitch selector. This is the important one at B. Okay, and now oops, lower the foot. And now you've got a perfect.
Oh, that's just on the edge of the.
Yeah, just finishing an edge. So that way, if you were going to do a seam and then you were going to sew it, that way you finished your edge and you sew,
right, yeah. Like
and you're not going to have.
Then.
Yeah. Okay. Say you wanted to do a rolled edge on a fabric. So we just look at our guide here. It says rolled edge. Needle in the right. So we've already got a needle in the right. Stitch length 7.5 to 4R. So this says rolled edge. So you dial this just into the rolled edge right there.
What is a rolled edge?
I'm going to show you right now. Okay, and then it says width 3.5, so we'll leave the width the same. But stitch selector at D. So we just go to D. Now, and there's a rolled edge.
Oh. Can you see the stitch or no? No, you can't. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
The thing is about this machine changing from the functions. If you follow that guide,
Yeah, it's
it
very
is
simple.
literally foolproof. I mean, it's literally cannot be messed up.
Okay.
And there's no way to misthread it because you're pushing
Yeah.
the thread, and the threads are going in all the spots they're supposed to go to.
Right.
So now, we'll turn that back up. If you wanted to do a, go back to a regular stitch on it, we just look at the guide. So we just go back to a 3-thread narrow overlock, or a 3-thread overlock, narrow hem. So it says needle in the right position, stitch length out. We're still in that 0.75 to 1.5. Width at 3.0, so it's going to narrow the width a little bit. And stitch selector at C. So this is going to be more, it's very similar to a rolled edge. It's just a little bit, see, it's flatter. It's not so beaded. Like this was like a tight bead. Like a really tight bead. This isn't such a tight bead. I don't know. Probably on this fabric it would probably look a little bit. Yeah, it's a little flatter. The stitch is more even. There's a top. I don't know why anybody would use that over a rolled hem, to be quite honest with you. But to go to a regular 3-thread narrow, all you have to really do here is just turn that to B. And then get this out of your rolled hem.
That's the regular one?
That's a regular 3-thread narrow hem.
And is there like a certain table this should be on? Like if it's on a glass table and it wobbles, could that like...
It's never going to affect its stitch.
Oh.
As you can see, this thing floats along here pretty good. You know what works really good is those they're like a rubber mat.
Yeah.
And you put them on that, they don't go anywhere.
Okay.
You know, their feet are actually kind of like a rubber. If you put it on a glass top, it may not move anyway. It just suction cup to it. I don't know on that.
Yeah.
But for sure, if you get those like corrugated looking, they're like holy rubber mats.
Okay.
You put it on there and it doesn't go anywhere.
Okay. Sweet.